Welcome to Better Life Academy. In the next few minutes, you'll learn how trauma-informed care helps you support people with more safety, dignity, trust, choice, and respect. We'll keep this practical. You'll learn what trauma-informed care is, how trauma can shape behavior, and what to watch for in everyday support moments. You'll also learn how to reduce re-traumatization, communicate with respect, support regulation and choice, and take care of yourself while caring for others. The goal is simple: help people feel safe, heard, and supported. Let's start with what we mean by trauma. Trauma is not just the event itself. It's how an event is experienced and the lasting effect it can have on a person's well-being. A simple way to remember this is the 3 E's: event, experience, and effect. The event is what happened. That could be abuse, neglect, violence, sudden loss, medical crises, or years of instability. The experience is how that event felt to the person. Was it terrifying, overwhelming, isolating, or unpredictable? The effect is what shows up later. Maybe that's difficulty trusting, staying alert all the time, shutting down, or reacting strongly to stress. Here's the key point: 2 people can live through the same event and come away with very different reactions. One person may recover with support. Another may still carry fear in situations that seem ordinary to everyone else. But that's why trauma-informed care does not ask what's wrong with this person. It asks what may have happened and what does this person need right now to feel safer. In support work, behavior is often communication. A person may not be saying the words, but their actions can still tell you that something feels unsafe, confusing, or out of control. If someone refuses a shower, for example, that might look like non-compliance at first. It could also be fear, shame, sensory discomfort, or a bad past experience. If someone paces, startles easily, or keeps checking the room, they may be trying to feel prepared, not trying to be difficult. When staff assume intent too quickly, support can become more controlling. When staff get curious, support becomes more effective. Picture a person who becomes angry when plans change without warning. Instead of seeing attitude, you might see fear of losing control. That shift matters because it changes your next move. You slow down, explain what's changing, offer choices, and give the person time to adjust. You don't need to know the full history to respond with respect. You only need to notice the pattern and choose a safer approach. Looking beyond behavior does not mean excusing harm. It means supporting the person in a way that lowers stress and builds trust. A person becomes upset when staff enter their bedroom without knocking. Before you label that reaction, pause and ask yourself what might be driving it. Privacy, trauma history, and personal space may all be part of the picture. Trauma responses can show up in a lot of different ways. Some are emotional, some behavioral, some physical, and some affect thinking and attention. Emotionally, you may notice anxiety, irritability, fear, shame, or quick shifts into overwhelm. Physically, trauma can show up through sleep problems, restlessness, tension, fast breathing, or a visible stress response. Cognitively, a person may have trouble concentrating, remembering directions, processing change, or trusting what comes next. None of these signs prove trauma on their own. Your role is not to diagnose. Your role is to notice, respond thoughtfully, and share concerns through the right support channels. The most helpful question is often, what is this person showing me about their stress level right now? That question keeps your focus where it belongs, on safety, regulation, and respectful support. Re-traumatization happens when something in the present reminds a person's body or mind of a past traumatic experience. That reminder may not look dramatic from the outside. It can be a tone of voice, a sudden touch, or someone standing too close. It can also be crowds, loud noise, bright lights, strong smells, rushed directions, or an unexpected change in routine. For one person, a closed door may feel calming. For another, it may feel trapping. Context matters. Loss of control is a common trigger. When a person feels cornered, forced, or unheard, their stress can rise fast. That's why everyday support choices matter so much. Small moments can either lower pressure or add to it. You won't remove every trigger, but you can reduce unnecessary ones and respond quickly when you notice distress building. Several staff members start speaking loudly around a person, and you see their anxiety rise. The best response is to lower stimulation, reduce the number of voices, speak calmly, give space, and help the person regain a sense of control. Preventing re-traumatization often comes down to consistent, thoughtful support habits. Start with routines when you can. Predictability helps people know what to expect and lowers background stress. Before you provide support, explain what is happening and what will happen next. Offer choices whenever possible. Even small choices can restore a sense of control. Respect personal space and ask permission before touch, unless immediate safety requires something else. Keep your own tone regulated. A calm staff response can help a person borrow calm when they're struggling to find it. Avoid power struggles. If tension is rising, slow the interaction instead of trying to win it. Use respectful language that protects dignity, especially when a person is already stressed. At Better Life, we put it simply: safety builds trust. Trauma-informed communication starts with how you sound, not just what you say. A calm tone, active listening, and non-judgment help a person feel less threatened and more understood. Emotional validation matters too. You don't have to agree with every reaction to say, "I can see this feels really hard right now." Helpful language sounds like, "Let's slow this down together," or "Would you like to sit here or step into a quieter space?" Unhelpful language sounds like, "Calm down, you're overreacting," or "Because I said so." Labels can do damage too. When we call someone manipulative, attention-seeking, or difficult, we stop looking for what they need. Person-centered language keeps dignity intact. It reminds us we're supporting a person, not managing a problem. The goal is not perfect words. It's communication that helps the person feel safer, more respected, and more able to regulate. Which response is most trauma-informed? The best choice is the one that stays calm, gives the person space, validates what they're feeling, and offers a respectful next step instead of control, correction, or blame. Supporting people through distress can affect you too. That's one reason self-care belongs in trauma-informed practice. Compassion fatigue can look like emotional exhaustion, numbness, irritability, or feeling like you have less patience than usual. Secondary traumatic stress can show up when the impact of someone else's trauma starts affecting your own stress response. Burnout can build when pressure stays high and recovery stays low. Healthy boundaries matter. So does supervision, debriefing, and using the supports available to you. Your own self-care might include rest, movement, reflection, concession, or simply taking your breaks consistently. Asking for help is not weakness. It's part of doing this work well and sustainably. At Better Life, we say it this way: you care best for others when you also care for yourself. Let's bring this together in a familiar support moment. A person becomes upset when plans change suddenly and starts raising their voice. Instead of matching that energy, the DSP lowers their tone, gives space, and says, "I can see this feels upsetting. Let's slow down for a second." They explain what changed, offer two clear options, and avoid crowding the person or arguing about the reaction. Little by little, the person's body starts to settle because the interaction feels safer, more predictable, and more respectful. That is what trauma-informed care looks like in practice. Not force, not confrontation, safer choices that support regulation and trust. You may not control every situation, but the way you respond can make a hard moment feel more manageable for everyone involved. Thanks for completing Better Life Academy Trauma-Informed Care. Every supportive choice you make can help a person feel safer, more respected, more heard, and more valued. As you head into your next shift, remember this: pause, listen, respect, support, Empower.